Well, hello, you beautiful lot. Welcome to today's episode of Purple Vision. Now, I'm here at Wellingborough Lakes, one of the entrances, and this is the future site of Buckingham Group, who are going to implement Stanton Cross Route 2, which will basically split the embankment area from the rest of Wellingborough with a new road, threatens lime trees, and going to be filling in a lake. There's quite a lot of problems with this, but I did see on the news a little while ago that Buckingham Group have gone into administration, and I've been up all night after putting up a post on Facebook mentioning about how it's karma. Now, people seem to think that I'm laughing at 700 people losing their jobs. No, I'm not. I mean, God bless them. Maybe they should try and get a job in a less destructive situation. But that's just my opinion. You know, God bless them people. I know some people that work for Buckingham Group. God bless them, but they're skilled people. There's going to be more jobs coming along. So Buckingham Group, they've gone down, and I hope, because Vistry are employing them, I hope whoever come in next to do the road are going to charge Vistry triple. And you say, oh no, Purple, you can't say that because they're going to put the prices up on the houses. No, they can't. There's a cap across the whole country, and the houses must stay a certain thing. Also, the housing market is dropping like flies. I've spoken to a few estate agents, as well as talking with Anthony Abbott of Abbott's Removals, because he has to be in the know of all of that. And the housing market has really slowed down. In this last week, I haven't had any work doing removals. None of us have. So it's real slowing down. But I will explain a bit more of that when we get back up to the top of Stanton Cross. So I hope that explains. I do feel it is karma. I mean, Buckingham Group are the ones who actually had the chainsaws in their hands. And this is a massive win across the whole country for those that are fighting development. I mean, Buckingham Group are employed by so many bad developers to do their evil bidding. This is going to have a big knock-on effect. Yeah, it's going to crumble the economy, but the economy's already broken because of what we have in Parliament. In fact, the whole Parliament, whether you got left or right, it's still a problem. You can't say, oh yeah, this is their fault. No, it's all of them collectively. So, right. So now that you know I'm not laughing at 700 people losing their job, that's just ridiculous. Now that you know I'm looking at the bigger picture and all this land that they've destroyed, oh, these people are going to lose their jobs, they're going to be made homeless, the families are going to be split. Well, what about the wildlife that have been killed and dispersed, the homes lost? What about them? We humans will always pick things back up. And Purple, what about if you lost your job? I've lost my job many a times. I've lost it that many times. I'm immune to the fear of losing a job. I live my life. Right, so now that's out of the way, what I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to have a little walk around Stanton Cross. I've got my drone on me, and we're going to do an update, because now it's August, and I think my last update video with the drone going to different spots was just before Christmas. So, yeah. Sorry to those that have lost their jobs for Buckingham Group. I do apologise. If you feel that I was aiming that at you, I most certainly was not. I was pointing it at the fact that Vistry have now got another thorn in their side, other than me. So, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way up to the viaduct and... Well, actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to have a quick look at Kangaroo Spinney, because it looks like they were doing some earth movement up there. Now, Kangaroo Spinney was an old sewage site. It also had, I think it's the Davis family, who were one of the free folk families of Wellingborough, and they used to live up there. So I want to go see what's going on up there, because that is where Route 2 is going to be coming over the railway, and we'll have a look around. First point, actually, you see these telegraph poles? Well, they used to go straight up top and straight over to that one there. Right? But they came in a little while ago, Buckingham Group, and they dug a big channel all the way along, and they've put the wires under. So when it comes to putting in this road, I think that's the level of it. I think it's that one there, and the road will come round, come over the River Eyes, and then skirt up that way. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of development going on in the land. and there are groups fighting these battles left, right and centre. So we've got Findon, what's that, Kettering Energy Park. It's at the back end of Findon, Burton Wold Farm. They're going to turn it into a massive warehouse, industrial space, but they kind of made it look like it was going to be all energy efficient and all glamorous. It was a bit of greenwashing, to be fair. And then most importantly, you've got Titchmarsh, just on from, where are we? Just on from Frapston. And they've started a thing, Staunch Titchmarsh. Even Alan Titchmarsh released a statement kind of saying, come on, you people out there that are fighting this development, good on you. Because if it wasn't for us, who's going to make a stand? I mean, I don't like the label activist, I really don't. Can we just leave it to annoyance? I don't like labels. I don't like them. But yeah, so like I said, Buckingham Group going down. Sorry for the workers, but it's a huge win across the board. There's casualties of war. Anyway, I need to get off that subject. Can you tell I was up all night on it? I mean, there were some wonderful comments, there's a lot of support on there, but then there's a lot of people who just got their bee in the bonnet. Oh, he's just jumping on the bandwagon. Sorry, I started the bandwagon. I've been shouting about Bovis Homes and their atrocities for the last 3 years. Putting fence round the lake, digging flood compensation, which we will see when we get to the other side of the viaduct, where they've actually cut into a whole mountainside just because they're going to put the road through here on the floodplains. Eviction of my friends up on South Hill Farm after 54 years of farming up there. Route 6 threatened my little cottage space, and also threatened putting in the Isham bypass, but to go down the bottom of the Ice. So if they do this Route 6, then they're going to look at doing a through route straight through Findon Sidings and Isham and straight up to the A14 that way, where you've got that new industrial estate which is being built by Buckingham Group. There is also, good news, footpath is being created from Kettering to Wellingborough, using my favourite footpath. If you want to see that video, I did do it as a train spot a couple of days ago. I'll leave the little link up this top corner, or one of them, so you can have a look. It's pretty interesting. So. Right, see where that digger is over there? Yeah, he has been moving a lot. I'm going over there. All right, okay. Like I said, this is new to me. They've put a fence here and stopping us from walking this land we've walked for years. They put a little tag on the other side saying that this is some kind of nature reserve, but that didn't hold any grunt. Now, talking with Wildlife Trust, they are looking to make this a managed wildlife area as it's part of the then wetlands. But until it actually gets made official, I'm sorry, but stop. Well, residents have already taken matters into their own hands, I see. I haven't broken anything, have I? So, I want to make it over there. Here we go. So there you can see the cars going round the bend. That's going to be a roundabout. A new road is going to come through the old dismantled railway line to this mound of dirt. That mound of dirt there. Come across to this lake. Now, some people were speculating that it goes down the left-hand side of the lake and then comes this way. I'm not too sure if that will still happen. That might be a little bit of a compromise they're coming up with. And then of course your road's going to come up to this level, cross over the railway, and you see that mound of dirt in the middle? That's where it's going. Beautiful views up here. Absolutely stunning. Right, I'm get down. We'll continue on into Stanton Cross. We'll go the lakes way so I can show you the The flood compensation level. Oh my days. Can you see what's wrong? Can you tell? This whole area has been mowed. This is a wildlife space. And you've mowed it. Like it's ready for silage, like it's a factory field. Oh my days. This is usually budget. What? So you can come and chop all of this, but the verge that is under the lime trees, you won't cut that because you're trying to do good for nature. On the 28th, Monday the 28th, I want to do a meet-up under them trees. I want to get everybody down so I can get some photos and make it a real big day. Make sure it's absolutely rammed down there so then I can get these photos and put them into my little archives there and show how much that place is used. But we can't have a party under the trees. We haven't cut the grass, but you're all right cutting that. That's madness. What? That's what it should look like. Instead, it looks like that. Absolute bonkers. Bonkers. Lovely. Well, now we're on the other side. If we look at the top there, it's Stanton Cross Primary School, and the other part of the lakes. They call this the Island Lake, this one in here. It's the one with the causeway that goes through that you've seen me walk through before. And then, if we look up here, that there is all flood compensation land, and they've dug right into the side of the the hillside here. It's disgraceful. Oh wow. Oh, that's changed a bit, hasn't it? Oh, it really has. Oh wow. That's crazy. It's just along the right hand side of that big mud pile is going to be this footpath, I do believe, but it also uses part of the old railway line, which you can just see at the top right hand side of the screen. Yeah, the farmer's actually using it for a lot of what do you call it? It's waste, isn't it? It's basically sewage. Oh, I forgot what it's called. Farmer's muck to spread across the fields. You can see them glistening in the sun. That's disgusting. So, yeah. Turn around, you see our viaduct. Of course, Chester Junction, where it used to branch off to the Higham and Rushden branch line. Chester House. Oh wow, look at the lakes, look how bare they look. That's madness. Anyway, I'm gonna make my way over to the farm, right at the top in the middle. Alright, so it does look like I can walk through the causeway at the minute, actually. Whee! I'm gonna walk through there. Cool. Yeah, my GoPro just isn't cutting it right. Up to grabs 2 hands. Shut the gate behind you. Beautiful. I think they're shouting at me. Anyway, look, the causeway. I love this. I do like this. Oh yeah, I just remembered I got a hole in my welly. Yep, wet foot. Yeah. Hang on, what's that? Oh, yeah. Goose poo. Don't touch that. Look at that, isn't that mega? I love it. Beautiful. Yeah. There was a hole in my welly. That's right, it's all part of fun. I mean, you got to remember, I walked all the way to Wellingborough Upper Vale when my foot went into a railway gully waterway, and I thought it was only about an inch deep, and it wasn't. It was probably about 18 inches deep. My whole leg went down, but I still managed to walk all the way to Wellingborough. So this is just a minor. Lush, look at that. There's another thing I kind of would like to kind of explain to you all as well. Now, you know, history of putting these fences around everywhere. They keep moving people off the land and scraping it like this. And many years ago, I learnt about a little thing with the Magna Carta. And there's a thing in there with land grabbing where you can secure, maintain and protect a piece of land for 12 years and it then becomes yours. Now, if these plans were put in for Stanton Cross in 2005, 2007, and then you look at where we are now, that's about the right amount of time for them to go, yep, this is our land. Now, the one thing I don't agree with is how we walk all this beautiful land. Me and many others, yeah, there may be a couple that will disrespect the land, but the good ones that do walk around, they report these problems straight away. My biggest group is walking the new country park area that they haven't quite made yet. I used to love walking up and down that because it's part of the River Eyes and it was close to my home. But now security guards of Stanton Cross. Now, I love these guys. You've got Luke, you've got Jack, and then you've got their mum. And because of them three, I've got that much respect for them. I won't go trexing on them bits that they've told me. This here is a bit different. I'm not actually invading anyone's business. But when it comes to walking that area up there, I don't want to cause them any grief because I've got respect for them. But anyone who goes walking down there, they move straight off, and I don't agree with that. This is all of our land and we should be able to walk it freely. As long as we're not invading people's personal privacy, I get that. But anyway, there's my thoughts. Secure, maintain, protect. A bit of land for 12 years becomes yours. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, please. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go over here. Missions. Oh, but we kind of made it to this bit. Oh, good fun. Right, I'm really quickly just going to send my drone up because this is going to be a whole new roundabout where Route 2 starts and goes over the railway. So I just want to see that bit. So we'll get the drone up and then we'll crack on. Where I want to go is this bit of rough land here. Halfway in there, there's a nice little spot. I can send up the drone and capture all of that. So yeah, but first things first, let's see this. Wow. So where you can see the cars coming from the right hand side and then they take that sharp angle there, that's going to be a whole new roundabout with Route 2 heading off towards the embankment there. That's mental. So where the blue containers are going along to, is it Hawthorne Place? That road's going to be upgraded as well and all the way to the traffic lights, which I've already made that part of the road. These fields down below, these will have houses on as well, with a new road coming from the roundabout going up to South Hill Fields View, which is up by Sidegate Lane. Beautiful land, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. I do like it. Well, I'm going to walk along this tree line down below, and that tree line there, walk across the road they've made, and then walk up that tree line halfway, and then send up the drone there, where we should be a little bit closer to Stanton Cross. Yeah. Oh, come on down and we'll party on. As long as I keep away from that tree, it should get good line of sight. Beautiful. There we go. Yeah, lovely. There's a little play park there. I didn't notice that. Oh, lovely. Now, they have just had one of their, I think it's their second fete. And it's been a big community thing, and it's had quite a lot of positive reaction. So, alright, I moan about Stanton Cross, but there is a lot of good that's coming out of it. So they are thinking of the community, which is a good thing. They still haven't got any shops, but that little space of land to the left of the primary school, that is supposed to be the amenities area. So they are getting on with it by the looks of it. We'll pan round to the left first. I do have a little bit of a gripe though. Affordable housing is different to social housing, and I've been waiting on the social list for God knows how long to get moved out of my 1-bed apartment flat, 3rd floor flat, and to get us moved out of there since we're overcrowded, and we've been waiting a long time. So but there are no places in Wellingborough unless, God bless, someone passes away or moves into a home or moves out of town. It's very hard to get a place. So it seems to me that that is a bit of a cop-out. They can build affordable homes, but they can't build social housing. So I think there is one lot of social housing. We pan back round. Yeah. In the middle of the screen, there's a group of flats, and they are social housing. But that's it. That's it. Whether the big ones on the corner of the road, middle of the screen now, maybe them ones might be, but still, again, it's all affordable homes. Where are our social housing? Anyways, enough of that. But yeah, the beautiful message come through from one of the residents saying they are really happy with their new home, which is quite a relief to hear. Actually, it's quite nice to hear something positive coming out of people moving here. Because as far as I'm aware, there is still snagging that needs sorting on these houses. If you are moving into Stanton Cross, then do check your home over. You only get a certain allotted time before you can actually get all these snagging works finished. So make sure everything is all tickety-boo before you sign off the house. Yeah, we know with Glenvale Park there are big problems down there. Big problems. And one of the residents has even written a formal complaint. If we just look up a little bit, you can see Sidegate Lane. It's a terrible junction, and well, that is going to be the site of your new secondary school. Yeah, getting a secondary school in there. So God bless the kids that have to walk from the other side of the Wellingborough and have to get there. Now, I don't know what that little bit of thing down there is. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if that's just storage or if that's something else. I'm really not too sure. But we are going to have a new road. It's probably about, I don't know, about 200 yards up from Sidegate Lane towards Wellingborough. Then it's going to come down these fields, cut through the back end of that lake, round the back of Chettles, and join on with Ditchford Road, where you'll have a new interchange for the A45. There you go. Yeah, might as well finish off panning round, don't I? So that's where I've just walked from. It's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. What a day to do the walk on as well. Well happy. Yeah, and that's the start of Route 2 up there. It's nice to know the farmer's still getting some silage out here. I don't think this farm had a compulsory buy order, but I do know South Hill Farm has. So I'm going to bring this down, and we're going to make our way over to South Hill Farm, and we can see where they are continuing on to build all the houses, which actually looks like they're starting to slow down due to certain predicaments. Yeah, I do like that little play park though. I'm going to check that out a minute. I haven't seen that yet. Cool. That was a mission. Whew, but I'm basically here now. Oh, oh, look, a balancing pond. Some beautiful willows in it. Oh, yeah. These houses are tip top. And on that one there as well. Have they brought in window tax again? Okay. comes VMS ain't got their mark on there? Did they not do that? Anyway, we've got another play park. It's only small, but it's nice for these residents. I mean, if I lived there, I could just send my kid out and just come play here. Tommy and Toby would love it. Me personally, though, I'm a rebel. We were given places like this on the Hemingwell, but I still managed to find myself down places like that. Right, anyway, there's the school. I'm going to walk right along the road and get round the back of Southfield Farm. Bless them, they're not there no more. They were evicted by Bovis Homes. A letter ordered by the council. A compulsory buy order. God bless them. After 54 years I've had to get out. Working for Abbott's Removals, I had the sad task of moving them out. God bless them. I think she's still got my memory card actually, with all the drone footage of her old plan. If you come back to Wellingborough, or you see David Garvey and Anne, please could you leave my MP3 stick with them, please. It's a good one, and I need to get some footage over to the council when I've got no memory stick to do so, if you don't mind. Look how the downpipe's held up. Oh, that looks lovely. Very professional. Jeez. Good one. Right, well. Can you hear that? That is the main sewage foul system. And I don't know if you remember, there was a massive sewage pipe. Because, well, to be fair, I had a lot of angry residents around here constantly sending me messages of how sewage was coming up through the floor and it's coming through the sinks. It was quite disgusting. And then they realised that obviously the pipe was broken and they put in this massive sewage pipe that came out of the ground. It was quite horrific. Anglian Water took blame of it all, but I think Bovis Homes should have collaborated a bit more and said, well, we're putting this amount of houses, it's gonna blow, so you know, whatever. But yeah, that pipe's been now moved. But did you know the sewage here actually comes from Desborough? From Desborough, it's pumped up the hill towards Rothwell, and then it's gravity fed down through Kettering, along the Eyes Valley, down to the substation down the bottom here, where it's pumped up the hill to then be gravity fed all the way to Ditchford, which is in that direction. Yeah. So those of you in Desborough, thanks for your call. Awesome. I'm just at the top end of Wellingborough Road. And I've just noticed this is Hawthorne Place, of course, and it is done by Bellway. And there's a gentleman who's moved in here and said he's never been happier with his home. Of course, the Bellway are actually one of the good ones. In fact, there's another site just past the cemetery in Elsbarton, and we moved some people in there, and I went over the house and there was nothing wrong, nothing. Southfield Lane. So if you are watching this video, buddy, I'm going to send the drone up round the back of Southfield Farm, so you'll probably see your house. So, yeah, thanks for coming through and telling me your opinion, mate, because all these opinions do matter. All right, I've got my grumble, but it's the residents that are up here who have to take the grunt of it all, so it's nice to hear they love their home. Lovely. Oh, different batches of brick. It's not as bad as Wellingsborough's, but it's still a different batch. Come on, guys. 5-star. This is Southfield Farm. Of course, there's your railway station and roundhouse number 2. Mill Road Bridge. And of course, just past this little hill here, you can't actually see it. They're actually building a new road to kind of meet on with the Farnham Road roundabout by St Moden Park over there. So, what I'll do is I'll get this drone up and we'll have a look at the area, and then I'll go down to the entrance of this new road as far as I can so you can see where this road's going to dart across. But I'm quite interested to see what is down here, because going along this road here you can see a lot of orange soil that's been moved. So yeah, let's get this drone up and we'll have a... So, Southfield Farm, where Sue and John Atkins had farmed here for the last 54 years. And then Stanton Cross come along and they get a compulsory buy order to get out. God bless them. That's awful. My heart does go out to him. Yeah, the abandoned farm now. So if there's anybody out there that is an abandoned explorer, I won't be going here out of respect, but if you do, let me know when you've done the video and I'll share it onto Purple Vision. We're up. Let's turn around a piece. We'll have a look at the very end. So this is called South Hill Fields. Now, what they can't call it South Hill Grange, like most other places name things after places. I don't know. But just up there is Sidegate Lane, and the second golden field up there, third, is going to be a new school. Right, let's pan over. Let's have a look around, eh? This is Hawthorne Place. And of course, them fields opposite are all going to be houses as well, going all the way round to the other farm and then joining on with the new roundabout of Route 2 at the end of Wellingborough Road. I have got the plans, I'll have to overlay it for you. Oh, there's a lake on the back of the farm, I didn't know that. So there was houses that belonged to the farm as well, and they were rented out to some other residents who are really angry they got a compulsory buy order as well. One thing that is actually getting me is the housing market is slowed right down. So it looks like Stanton Cross are expanding this way, scraping the land. I mean, I guess they can because they've had the archaeological surveys done. But if we go down here, they're scraping more and more land. Oh, wow. Wow, they have. That. Oh, my days. Look how orange that soil is. That's beautiful. Of course, this is Ironstone Central. This is quarries everywhere. In fact, where that other farm is at the top of the middle screen, that hedgerow that goes down diagonally from right to left, that was an old ropeway that used to be serving the ironstone quarries round here. That's crazy. This is the road that is going to reach over to Findon. So I've got South Hill Farm, which is just there, and I was standing at the back. This little hedgerow here is the ancient mill road, right? And it does actually continue on down that way too. It leads over the railway with the Mill Road Railway Bridge, and then up in towards town. So this is the old dirt track that would lead up into Wellingborough. Yeah, I'm going to take some photos. I've never been here. We have got a new play park look as well. So I wonder if that's a VMS installation or someone like that. I don't know. But that's pretty epic. This is Waverley Drive. Before any year start, it is a Sunday. The school is closed. But I've just noticed. Look at the sign. Look. It's got a railway in it. And of course, I don't know if you know, but a lot of the roads up here are actually named after engine drivers or named after engines to represent the railway department that we once had. A massive, colossal railway department that actually brought my grandfather here from Cornwall. Looked at Wellingborough, saw the railways and thought, I'm going there. Dragged the whole family up here in 1971. Cool. Right, just had a phone call from Leanne. So I'm going to have to go home and then come back out a bit later and come finish the drone footage. So I do want to go down to the country park, so it's probably best I do wait till later, wait for the sun to go over that place, and then I can film this one. So in the meantime, I think it was the beginning of July, I did a bit of drone footage where I'm down on Findon Road looking at Roundhouse Way. Now, alright, Roundhouse Way has completely been levelled. Alright, they've brought in a new digger bit to do something, but I think that's to do with the entrance to the country park, or even ready to build the new retail units or whatever it is going in down there. So this was just at the end of them finishing, and they dug a massive pit over by the railway bridge. There is a good bit of sound to it. Just be aware that I did do the footage at the beginning of July. We're now middle of August, so I'll leave you with that, and then I'm going to go enjoy my day and come back up a little bit later and we'll continue on the video with the country park. They've really gone for it, haven't they? Oh well. So that's looking straight down the country park towards Driver Way. Of course, Stanton Cross is creeping across there, the land. Oh wow. Yeah, just below us is the new country park. And that bridge down the bottom in the middle is actually an old railway bridge. Well, it's a replacement. There used to be an old railway bridge there, which used to be for the many tramways going up into Findon Hill quarries and South Hill Farm quarries. They really are destroying the land there, aren't they? Wow. All for bricks and concrete. And there's South Hill Farm coming into the middle with the new road. Some beautiful lakes down the bottom. I do believe they will become part of the country park. So all them green fields there, well, majority of them are all going to be housing. How sad. And of course, Redden Scrapyard, I do believe he isn't selling. They may give him a compulsory buy order at some point, but I do hope he keeps fighting the good fight. And it seems like we've got a new warehouse being built on the old Brookside Motors site. Oh wow. So I wonder what's happening to the abandoned house just after that. Who knows? Yeah, and this is St Modum Park. It's not really a park, it's an industrial estate, but they seem content in calling things parks. So, yeah, okay. And that big warehouse at the back. I mean, these are warehouses. This is stuff to store things in. These aren't factories or anything to keep our country going. Oh, it boils my absolute... Yeah. And then there will be a Route 6 that comes off the back of this industrial estate, runs over to the back of this railway yard to where that bridge is in the back there, and then goes across to Weatherby's and then Orbit Tyres to join Northern Way. But yeah, I've come out this late in the evening because, well, the sun's behind me, but we're coming into the sun now. So that is Nielsen Siding's GBRF yard. A lot of stone kind of gets brought in and taken up to HS2 and wherever. Of course, the site of Findon Road and Findon Road Industrial Estate and Findon Furnaces. I've done a beautiful video on all of that, and there used to be an old railway that ran under this railway, so it was predating the Midland Main Line. I did manage to find that. That's pretty cool. I mean, look how green and beautiful Wellingborough is, and that beautiful avenue of trees that leads straight up towards Eastfield Road. I love it. And of course we come back into more land destruction. This, what they're digging up down here, I believe was the old sidings and the old tipper area. So where the iron cuts used to come down, there was a big staging area where they're digging now. So I didn't realise they were taking that bit up, so I'm sorry I never done an update on that. I didn't see what was coming out. But there you go, have that then. So I may do another one over at the back of St Modum Park, so you can see that. But there it is. I'll bring this down, take a few photos, and yeah.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Right, here we are then. Up in old Stanton Cross. Big country park. One parts of two. We'll go up here. What's that one? Chestnut Vale. And they are still building on that one by the look of it. Sorry. Just a bit. Let's have a look at the Leyland estate. Yeah, very nice. Right, so there we are. Right, so if we pan round this way first, we can have a whole look at Stanton Cross and what's going on. So there's the balancing ponds going up towards the little lake. And did you know, what was it? Is it Hipkins Cottage? And then was known as Spike Island. isolation hospital. The amount of people that may have died up there and put into the soil, I don't know what happened, but still, they can't build houses there, so they put a play park. Okay, so if we pan around, the houses in the middle there are the ones that were complaining to me that they had sewage coming up through their sinks and everything else. It weren't very good. That is the sewage pump station. It handles so much sewage, it's unreal how much comes up from that, and it pumps it straight to the station at the top of the hill and then onto Ditchford, which is right in the back, probably under the windmills. You can see looking over to drive away, because Wendell-Berry Rise, may have seen in the news, with a massive sewage pipe coming out of the ground, big temporary thing. Let's keep coming around. Of course, the ancient Mill Road footpath, you can see there with the line of trees going through the housing estate, and then comes down across these fields. Absolutely mega. So if I just turn a little bit more, so that's the country park, and then of course looking over the railway as well. There's a lot going on over there. Crazy. I'm just going to come down a little bit because I want to look over towards the station and the roundabout there. Put her in sport, it may wiggle a bit. There we go. Go on, sweetie, go. So, there below you have Midland Works. It is an abandoned factory now. I believe it's owned by a little Indian lady who refuses to sell. Whether they give her a compulsory buy order in future, I don't know. But of course there's Wellingborough number 2 roundhouse. As glorious as it is. Now, Stanton Cross say they would like to develop it, but they haven't got an investor with enough money to pay for it, which is quite sad. It's the Mill Road Bridge. And most importantly, our station. I'm going to bang it over. Just going to bring her over to the station a minute. So this is our station, one of the last ones built by Charles Henry Driver that's still in existence. And I'm afraid to say Stanton Cross have put in an order to have a whole new station front put in on this side. So where you see all them logs down below, that is going to be a whole new bus terminal and taxi rank, and a whole new, I suppose, a little bit like what Northampton have got with a big modern building on the front. So, oh look, train! I got one in my video. It's always good to get a train. If I just turn around to where the cars are parked, that area there, and I'm not too sure how big this is going to be, but you are going to have a multi-storey station car park put in. Now, a lot of people are going against it because, well, it's going to be an eyesore, but for us train spot, it's going to be absolutely mega. So I'm quite looking forward to it, to be fair. So cool. But yeah, there you go. I'll do one last little pan around. In fact, if I go up and I'll show you half of Wellingborough, all right. Lovely, look at that. I've never panned this side, and I'm pretty sure you'd like to see it. I am facing into the sun, which isn't a great idea. Makes it a whole lot darker. Wait a minute, who are you calling dark? Oh, wow. So that new road they've put in over the railway, that is, I think, is that Route 1? Route 1, maybe? Oh, I'm not too sure anymore. But yeah. That'll do. I'll bring this down and then I think we'll end up the video. There's something nice. Yeah, thank you for joining me on this one, and I do hope it kind of explains a thing or two. Oh, that train's leaving. Sorry. Yeah, I hope that explains a bit for you. So, I know there's the fact of losing 700 jobs, but you've also got to remember as well that the whole construction industry is about to crumble. Now, looking at some of the houses that they're building and where Bovis are scraping land, they're not actually erecting houses. Now, the only one that looks like they are still erecting is in this site here. So I think this whole thing's going to come to an abrupt halt. And does that mean that Bovis are going to stop building houses and put a hold on things until the housing market comes back up? Because as we know at the minute, it's completely crippled. So I don't know how it's going to fold, but there's a lot of people losing a lot of jobs. Not just 700 with Buckingham, it's right across the board. And that could include me doing removals. So anyway, I'm going to bring this down and we'll finish up the video. Thank you for joining us on our little tour. It's been epic. So there you go, folks. That will do. That is Stanton Cross 2023 Summer Edition. I do apologise if you got me wrong with the 700 people losing their jobs. If you think I'm laughing at you, then I really do apologise. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the fact that your company decided to do the evil bidding of other ones and has now had to face the piper. But looking across the whole construction industry, removals included, it looks like we're all just about to go down with one almighty wallop. My biggest fear is that Stanton Cross are going to stop building because they've run out of money or run out of this, or they're not selling houses and they leave it half unfinished. Now, if they chop down our trees, don't implement the road because they've run out of money because they can't sell the homes, where does that leave us? It leaves us with a half-finished estate, Wellingborough looking even rougher than before, minus lime trees. That's my biggest fear at the minute. If these guys fail, they're going to leave the rest. Just like Galliford Try, the tree bit of Vistry, did down in London. Yeah, I've done my research. I know who you are, Galliford Try. I know exactly who you are. So before I get any darker, I love you all lots. Thank you, Stanton Cross residents, for putting up with me. I know I can be quite negative, but I love the community that you guys are trying to bring to this hellish estate. Glenvale Park on coming to you next. Shambles. Taylor Wimpey, sort your life out, I'm coming. But with all that in mind, I hope you have a beautiful one, and I'll see you again for another episode of Purple Vision. See you again soon.